Hello, this is Lindsay, the Frugal Crafter, and today we are going to learn how to emboss with our Big Shot machine using some Fiskars texture plates and also brass stencils. Here I have a card that I have embossed the background with a Fiskars texture plate, and it's very easy to do, and I'm going to show you how today. First thing you want to do is set up your die cut machine so you have a spacer in. You can do this with other different brands of die cutting machines, but I have a Big Shot, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to take a piece of cardstock and lay it face down on the texture plate, and then I'm going to take 2 sheets of red rubber gasket, and you can get this at the hardware store. They sell it in the plumbing department, and that goes right on top, and then just an old cutting pad on top of that, and then you simply just crank it through the machine. If it doesn't go through very firmly, if it feels really loose, then you may need to put some cardstock in there to make it firm enough, but I find 2 sheets of rubber in my Big Shot works really well. And this is about, I would say, 1/16 of an inch thick each, so about 1/8 of an inch of padding there. Now, I don't know if you can see the texture there yet, but as soon as I go over it with an ink pad, it comes right out. It's not quite as bold as a Cuttlebug folder, but still gives you a really nice effect. Now, you can also emboss with other things using your Big Shot machine. I am going to use some brass stencils. I found a really pretty Anna Griffin brass stencil on sale for 50 cents. Look, I've got the package to prove it. 50 cents. Pretty good deal. And what I'm going to do is use my homemade letterpress system. And basically, I took a piece of old paneling and I used a laminating sheet to laminate some grid paper to it, and I made some crosshairs right in the middle, and I also reproduced those crosshairs on the outside plexiglass plate. This is simply a cutting plate that's brand new, and I hinged it together with duct tape. Not very fancy, but it does a really good job. So I'm going to set that on my spacer, and I am going to put on a sheet of the paper, and just one this time, because I do have both spacers here. That's equal to both spacers. And I'm going to put my stencil on top. First, I'm going to put down some paper. I've got some purple cardstock here, and I'm going to lay my stencil right on that. And I'm going to close it up. And I know that I need a little bit more packing in here, so I'm going to just take basically a mistake project. It was a card that didn't turn out the way I wanted to, and that's going to go underneath just to give it a little extra push so that I get a nice crisp image. I'm going to crank that through the machine. It should be comfortable to crank. You shouldn't feel like you're really forcing it, but you should feel some pressure as you try to crank it through, just like you would if you were using an embossing folder. I'm going to take that out. You can see I have a really nice emboss there. Here's one that I did in ink and I cut out. See, isn't that pretty? Can you imagine that on the edge of a photo or card? Let's hit this with a little bit of ink. You get to see what I mean. There. Isn't that pretty? Very subtle, very nice. You can also use plastic stencil. This is like, I don't know, $1.25. I have the price tag still on it. But it was such a pretty design that I bought it anyway, even though it was plastic. And I'm kind of doing this on the fly because I haven't tested it to see how much packing I need, but I'm just setting a piece of cardstock on the rubber, and I'm setting my stencil on top of that, and I'm going to crank that through. If I feel that it isn't really giving me enough pressure, then I'll crank it back through and I'll add more cardstock underneath if I need it. I think that's going to work out just fine now. I have used this one before, I just couldn't remember my exact sandwich. You can see I've got a really subtle emboss there, and I'm going to ink it up. I don't know how all these colors are going to work together, but you at least get to see what I mean. Something also fun you can do is leave the stencil on and then stipple ink on it. Gives you a really pretty effect. Now I'll cut around this with scissors, either decorative edge scissors or regular scissors. And see, that's really pretty. It would make a really nice frame. I think I used it on a Mother's Day card last year. So there you have it. You can use all the brass stencils you have. You can use plastic stencil. The Fiskars texture plates, I like these because they have 2 different designs and they're pretty cheap. I think you get, I don't know, something like 12 different designs for under 10 bucks. I think I got mine at Walmart. And you can make some really nice stuff. There again is the card I did with that. So grab your die cut machine and find some textures and have fun. Thanks for watching.